Hi, it's Jeff Chalmers here from discoverdouble-bass.com. That's the home of online double bass lessons. If you want to learn more about this instrument, you can go over there and check out the free resources, free lessons. There are written articles and string reviews. Okay, today we're going to be looking at the piece of mine which you've just heard, which is called A Bird's Landing. And there are a lot of technical challenges in this piece which I think will benefit you, help you tighten up the left hand, and there's a few things going on in the right hand as well that I want to talk about. So let's get into that now. Well, in this lesson, I'm not going to talk through the notes one by one because it's such a complicated piece that we'd be here a long time whilst I tell you exactly what note's being played in which order. But what I'm going to do is play it slowly, and I'm going to focus in on the technique that might be holding you back, the problems that you could be having. So first of all, let's think about the rhythm. The way that this starts is there's an anacrusis, a pickup to the main bass line, and it starts on the and of 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and. Now if we look what I'm doing here, I'm letting the D and the G ring, and it's G, F sharp, G, B, G, C, G, and then open D, and I'm letting those open strings ring. 1, 2, 3. So really make sure that you've got the rhythm right, and if you're not sure about your tuning, you can check against the open G and the C with your little second finger, and then you can start playing the pattern because your hand will be in the right place. 2, 3. Now the second part has this descending line, but I'm not articulating the notes in my right hand, and this is really important. I'm playing B, A, G, F sharp, and pulling these notes off like this is really hard work in the hand, and to do it you've got to be really, your hand shape has to be really clear, really clean. You should be spacing the fingers correctly, and if you're not, then it'll be really hard to play in tune. But you also need to be using quite a lot of power to get these hammer-ons and pull-offs sounding correctly, and then the whole thing repeats itself. Second time there are these slides, and here I'm going B and F sharp, C and G, D and A. So these are fifths that I'm playing in my left hand. So again, the hand shape has to be really good for you to play those in tune. And I'd really like you to work on that section before you move on. And it's a really key part. Now we've reached the note D and A, and now there's a return phrase. For the first time we're descending down, and I use my first finger to play the harmonics that are above the C and the G, and those notes are actually G and D, I think. Yeah. So I'm playing the harmonic above the C and the G, and I'm letting them ring, and then I'm playing the E. And you can see that the harmonics are ringing. E. And this is the pattern. E, the harmonic above the G, D, harmonic above the A, and sliding down to the C, and finally we've got this lovely C major chord at the end, and I'm playing above the A string there with my little finger. So that's the first section, and as I said earlier, it's really important to kind of work on this first before you move on. Now from here we're pausing on this chord, on this C chord. Okay, and we're now going to move on and play the same thing again, but in order for me to access these higher pitches, I'm going to have to play the B, the C and the D, or certainly the B and the C, in a different place, otherwise I'm going to be jumping around too much. So I play the same pickup, but now I'm playing the B with my first finger on the A string, and then I'm using the same pattern again. So basically pivoting off the open G, but now we've got a different pattern here. harmonic above the note D, and then the A and the B. Same group of notes again, and now A, B, E, D, and then the harmonic, I think, the two harmonics back again. Oh, first one. And I'll provide the details of how you can access the transcription lower down on this page, but I really wanted you to focus in on the technique more than the actual notes right now. And of course you can go back and listen slowly through what I'm playing, but let's not get too bogged down with exactly what the pitches are. The other thing that you may have noticed is in my right hand I'm actually articulating a lot of the lower notes with my third finger. So there I'm playing, where necessary I'm using my third finger because it'll help me stretch over. I mean, that's a sort of, you know, a kind of more experimental technique, and I should definitely encourage you to work on your string crossing. But I find often that that there'll be occasions where you'll see me throwing in the third finger on the lower note there. Now let's look at some more of these fills. So we've looked at and now we've got this one here. Actually, I think the rhythm was, that's it. So D, E, G, A, E, D, B, A. And it's really hard to get from the A back to the low B there. So I'm using the harmonic to give me a little bit of grace. That harmonic will ring whilst I'm shifting back. Okay, let's look at the next fill. And the same thing here, I'm coming to rest on an A harmonic. And the notes are G, A, B, B, C, A. But the reason why I'm not playing is that I want to allow the A to ring whilst I come back. And I think that sounds really nice actually. So let's have a look at that again. So you'll see my left hand is really reaching up to allow the notes to ring. What was the next one? So just down the G scale, well, first of all, there's a harmonic above the A, the D, the G double octave, and then down G major. And again, finishing on a harmonic, which allows me to shift back. Where are we now? Same thing again, E to D, and then we're going C, B, A. So it repeats the D as it lands there. Nearly at the end now. Now this part here, G, G, F sharp, G, and then I'm playing the F sharp with my third finger. We're in thumb position here. So I can get that really nice semitone clash happening there. And you can see that I'm letting the notes ring as long as possible before I actually move on. And it's this descending pattern again. E, G, D, G, D, C. Okay, a bit slower maybe. And I'm letting the D, the C and the G ring, so you get that really nice C9 chord. And then it comes back down the fingerboard. that's the same pattern that we played earlier. Do you remember the descending one with the harmonics? Okay, now it sounds like the piece is going to sort of start over again and repeat itself, but we're going to finish it up. But we're actually using the opening phrase, but just developing this. And there's a nice kind of ending there. It actually goes into the next bar. It doesn't end exactly where you'd think it would do if you were to write this out. Let's have a quick look at this again. And 3, and 1, and 2. And now this pattern is continuing. Really slowly. G, C, B, G, C, G, D, G, E, G, F sharp, G, 2 harmonics, 2 harmonics. And that's it. So the things that I'd really like you to be focusing on are that your hand shape is clean enough, that you're getting these hammer-ons nice and strong. If you're not, you just won't hear them at that part of the line. That's very common. And also that you're sliding and that you're measuring those shifts accurately and your hand shape is staying the same as you're moving up. It just needs to come a little bit closer together as the notes move together. Also, if you're struggling with the string skipping because of the open G to the B and C, try using the third finger on your right hand. Get stuck into thumb position up here. And also develop this line yourself. I mean, these fills that I played at the end, I just came up with them to give you something to kind of use as a framework. But you should be thinking about playing in the key of either B Phrygian, or you could relate it back to to G major. Any of those will work really well. Either of those, it's the same scale actually, really. So G major scale essentially will help you find the notes that are going to work well with this. But experiment. Let the notes hang over. Let the make sure that you're not leaving spaces in between the phrases, because that definitely helps, you know, add to the magic of this kind of sound. All these, you know, all these lovely chords that we're getting out of the bass. It's a really cool thing. So I hope that you have enjoyed the piece today. If you have, please press the like button on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. Keep practicing hard. I'll see you next time.